Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. With that being said, I do hope everyone is doing better than fantastic. And everyone out there is making very good and great strides in your journey in your pursuit to self-betterment. I also want to say thank you to all of you that have supported my channel over the many years. I also want to thank the many new subscribers as well. Which brings me to the point of this video. There are so many new people that are just now learning about this topic of narcissism and narcissistic abuse. And I'm thankful for that. Because that means, hopefully some of these people can catch these problems in their life and they are able to escape, or better yet, sidestep these problems a lot sooner than some of us were able to do. But here's the big question. Why does narcissism and narcissistic abuse keep on going and going and going? It's the rules that the narcissist has set up in society and in how we are to operate in the world. We are unable to have an honest talk about what is going on and how it's affecting all of us. And because most people don't want to talk about these things in how society sees this type of dysfunction, it goes from one generation to the next. You know, this society could become extremely strong if people grew up with less dysfunctions. And most dysfunctions are passed from one generation to the next. And think about it. The one passing this dysfunction down to you, they don't want you to know what is going on, let alone know how to get out and away from it, to be able to have a better life. So by the time many of us figured out what was going on, we had made tons of life mistakes and were so far behind in life it's not even funny. I've heard over the years that this type of information needs to be taught in schools. That combined with taking another look at marriage, divorce and family court laws, to make it truly fair and not a cash grab for a narcissist, could in a big way change the game. Or the game of the narcissist, so to speak. To where they would no longer flourish in this society and regress back to the parts of life where they will be able to affect people as much. You see, we look at the mistreatment of others as surface level. We don't see and understand that this stuff is often covered and generational. And it's both men and women that do this to others. They have families. And they pass it on to the next generation unchecked. Look. We will always have narcissism and narcissists. But if we can talk about it openly for what it really is, and then move forward in a positive way, it won't be such a big secret anymore. And then we can start to say, you know what? Narcissists love using marriage and family laws in their benefit. They love using family court to get what they want. So forth and so on. And then we can take another look at these things. And say, hey, you know what? Marriage should be a union, not a cash grab. Having a family should be having a family, not a cash grab. And once you start taking these avenues away from the narcissist, you will start to see narcissism shrink. And with having open and honest discussions about it, you rarely hear big names talking about this kind of thing. And in my opinion is some people don't know. Some people don't care. And some people know but they want to keep it hidden. Narcissism and narcissistic abuse hides in the shadows. And it's existed so long because it has hidden in the shadows. And or in plain sight. You can't talk about your mother or father in a bad way, because if you are, you're a terrible person. That's the thought process of many people. The only way you can talk about them is if they did something overt others can see. It's like others have to be satisfied with your reasoning for saying the truth about the negative way you are being treated. And if they don't see these terrible things with their own eyes, they feel that they have the right to shame you into silence. And thus the cycle continues. This is why you not only supporting my channel but the many other channels out there that talk about narcissism is so important. Because it gets the word out. Yes, people listen with their headphones on. Yes. They are learning this stuff quietly to themselves. But they are making great life adjustments. They are sidestepping these characters more and more and more. And I think it's making a difference. But there is still a long way to go. Because as we've talked about, there are narcissists in nearly all areas of life. And if that is true, that means though there are good people that are a part of helping those mistreated, or what we call abuse, there are likely also narcissists a part of such organizations as well. Again, life is a mixed bag. You have people with good intent and you have people with bad intent a part of seemingly good organizations. And the ones with bad intent will do what they can to steer the ship in such a way for us to look at narcissists as being loud, brash, and full of themselves. Which allows the covert narcissist to still slip under the radar. That's why it's important to say, hey, why aren't we having these discussions? Why aren't we talking about this kind of stuff? And no, we don't need someone to step in and have control over our relationships. However, to the contrary. Because narcissists have been using this to their benefit for years to lie and manipulate such systems to gain money, control and power over those they mistreat. But what if that power and control were limited? Meaning no more cash and prizes for the narcissist for splitting up their home. Everyone is responsible for themselves. Responsible. A word a narcissist can't stand, right? This will again make one narcissist after the next realize there is no more narcissistic supply in such relationships. And thus they will move on to other options, such as other narcissists. Because narcissist needs narcissistic supply. They thrive on it. They can't go on without it. And if you can say, you know what? I got scammed. But hey, the loss isn't too bad. They can't take me for all I'm worth. I'm going to get out and away from them. And move forward. The narcissist will soon see. Their snares and traps aren't foolproof. And even if they scam someone, they will soon wake up. And leave. Thus having no more narcissistic supply. So guess what will happen? Narcissists will start pairing up more with one another. Yes. Oh yes. Narcissist will date and marry one another, believe it or not. And it's a mess. But if they can't get or hang on to someone that truly has love and feeling, their only true real option will be one another. You know. I just shake my little cartoon head when I hear those out there in the world talk about narcissism in a way that only depicts loud, brash, arrogant people as being that way. This leaves so much room for the covert narcissist to slip through the cracks. It allows them to fool those a lot easier because they are looking for someone that is dressed a certain way or acting a certain way. A covert narcissist can be as quiet as a church mouse. And they can also be super active in their church. They can appear to be full of good qualities. However, what should be said is, yes, narcissists can be the loud, brash person. But they can also appear to be nice, gentle and kind. This is why you need to slow things down. And do what I call a gut check. Not in the way of courage. But what is your gut telling you about certain situations? Are you getting a bad feeling about something we don't hear about in the mainstream? Even if someone is outwardly nice. If you get a bad feeling, slow things down and don't move forward if something is off. This simple advice could save many people a lot of wasted time. We don't hear about how narcissists are life and time wasters. Covered life and time wasters. Hey, slow things down. Ask yourself some important questions about this person and about yourself dealing with this person. Again, we don't hear that. But what we hear is throw caution to the wind. Come on. Just do it. Just jump in head first. You won't know unless you go for it. But here's the thing. These are important life choices. that can affect a great deal of your life to come. Don't you think more thought should go into such choices instead of just go for it and jump in head first? But again, in society, unless we want to just throw caution to the wind, we are shamed and made to be cowardly for not just going for it, when in reality, taking a step back and doing a gut check, meaning thinking about what is going on, and what is our gut telling us about such things. Are there red flags? And why have we been ignoring them? And ask yourself. And this is important. If we felt like we could just walk away right now, without an awkward moment, would we just walk away? And if we are honest with ourselves, chances are we would just walk away. But we stay. We stay because we don't want to make someone else feel bad. Or we are scared. We are scared what they might try to do or say about us to others. But again, this goes round and round and round. Because as a society, we have yet to have this big discussion or talk about what narcissism really is, and what narcissistic abuse is really about, and how it's passed from one generation to the next. We don't teach people how to find healthy life partners and how to get away from people that mean us no good. And the more you see people coming from broken homes, the more you will see people with the potential to get it wrong with their choices in finding a good life partner. Why? Because they don't have the tools in their toolbox, so to speak, to make such good life choices. And it takes them a lifetime to figure out where they went wrong. And by then, they've had a family on their own that is now affected by their narcissist spouse in some way or another. And the cycle continues on and on. You see, my brother goes to one therapist after another, likely not telling the true story. And the reason why is he doesn't have the tools to tell the true story. But also because he wants to keep things going round and round. Again, narcissists thrive on narcissistic supply. And that is his form of it. He could easily say, "Hey, please talk to my brother. He might be able to shed some light on the matter, so he can truly get assistance and help." But the truth of the matter, he doesn't want help. He wants narcissistic supply. And the rest of the narcissists out there are the same. They don't want the true talk about narcissism to happen. And the reason why is because they want to continue to get narcissistic supply from me, you, and you. So educate yourself. Slow things down. Have boundaries. And don't ignore red flags. At this point, it's all we can do. With that said, thank you for watching my video today. Thank you for your kind support. And I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.